अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So today we will be starting the second chapter of Moksha Marg Prakashak. So far we have completed chapter 1 and today we'll be starting with the chapter 2. What is the heading of this chapter 2? Nature of mundane existence. संसार अवस्था का स्वरूप. Okay. Nature of mundane existence. So mundane existence is sansar and nature of means sansar अवस्था का स्वरूप. There is a Manglacharan in this adhikar. So now onwards, all the adhikar will have a Manglacharan. It's written in the Doha format. Mithya bhav abhavte जो प्रगटे निज भाव सोचैवंत रहो सदा यही मोक्ष उपाय. मिथ्या भाव अभावते मीन्स जब आप मिथ्या भाव का अभाव करते हो. ओके. When you terminate the false belief. So when the false belief goes away, what gets manifested? जो प्रगटे निज भाव. So pragate nij bhav is the intrinsic nature of self soul. Okay. जो प्रगटे निज भाव means अपना भाव, self. So the intrinsic nature of self soul, this gets manifested. Now what is this intrinsic nature of the soul? जो प्रगटे निज भाव. So this intrinsic nature is just to know and see. Okay. That is the nature of the soul. Okay. So Nij Bhav means Gnayak Bhav. Gnayak Bhav means Gyata Drashta Bhav. Gyata Drashta Bhav means knower and seer. That's all. So knowing and seeing is our intrinsic nature. Let the intrinsic nature of self-soul remain victorious always, which gets manifested due to termination of false belief. This alone is the means of liberation. Yahi moksha upay. Yahi moksha ka upay hai. This is the path of liberation. Okay. So, the intrinsic nature of the soul, which always gets manifested when the false belief is terminated. So this intrinsic nature remain victorious always. Remain victorious always means that it wins over the false belief, passions, attachment, everything. Okay. By taking shelter in our soul, we can get rid of false belief, we can get rid of passions, we can get rid of all toxic emotions. And this is the path of liberation. So we have already studied that Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charitra. Okay, these three are called jewels, three jewels, Ratna Tray, and this is the path of liberation. Okay, so it begins with right belief, and then right knowledge, and then right conduct. These three constitute the path of liberation. So in this chapter, we will be seeing that a soul in his mundane existence, what kinds of suffering he goes through. We will be also understanding about the karma theory, how we bind the karmas, and what is the way of getting rid of these karmas. And then there are 8 karmas, 8 dravya karma, material karma, jnana varna, darshana varna, and all. So on the rise of those karmas, what happens to the soul, how it affects the soul, that also we are going to study. So this chapter is all about those things. Initially, first we will see at the karma theory, okay, some of the fundamentals about the karma, how it is bound and how we can get rid of it. And then, of course, what are the impact of these karmas on the soul, that also we are going to discuss. So first, we will begin with this. We begin with this liberations discussion on liberation, and from liberation we will find out the root cause of all miseries that a soul undergoes, and why this kind of miseries the soul undergoes through. And the reason is that because of karmic bondage. So how this bondage is being done, all these details we will come to know here, and then their impact on the soul, all the karma's impact on the soul, that also we are going to see. Now, Subhaji, you read. You have with you?
Yeah, SD. Jai Jinendra ji.
Yeah.
Now in this Shastra, I'm starting from the second paragraph, okay?
Yes.
In this Shastra, light is thrown on the path of liberation. Liberation is the release from bondage. This soul is having bondage of karmas, and due to that bondage, the soul is suffering from miseries. Although Jiva is continuously trying also to ward off the miseries, but without attaining the right means, misery does not end, and misery is also unbearable. Therefore, this Jiva is becoming restless. Thus, the root cause of all miseries to this Jiva is the karmic bondage. Its destruction, that is separation, is emancipation, liberation, and same as the supreme welfare, and the prime duty is to make true effort for the same. Therefore, all preaching is for the same. Just as a physician first tells the patient about the diagnosis of disease as to how he got disease, therefore, he tells him about the different condition resulting from the disease. Thereby, the patient infers that he assuredly has this disease. Then, the physician further tells him about the means of curing the disease in various ways and makes him believe about the appropriateness of the treatment. Giving such advice is the duty of physician, and if that patient adopts that means, then he can enjoy his natural state after freeing himself from the disease. This is the duty of the patient.
So,
Similarly,
so your voice was broken in between. So you start again from here. Giving such advice is the duty of physician.
okay, giving such advice is a duty of physician, and if that patient adopts, that means then he can enjoy his natural state after freeing himself from the disease. This is the duty of the patient. Similarly, here the Jiva mundane being having karmic bondage is first being told the reason for the karmic bondage as to how he got entangled with the karmas. Then he is told about the various conditions which he undergoes. Thereby, the Jiva concludes that he assuredly has such karmic bondage, and then he is further told in various ways about the means of release from that karmic bondage. And the physician makes him believe about the efficacy of the means. So much is the sermon of the scripture. If this Jiva makes efforts accordingly, then by freeing himself from karmic bondage, he can enjoy his natural bliss. This is the duty of Jiva. Should I continue, Ji?
No, let me just explain this. Okay. So, in this Shastra, light is thrown on the path of liberation. What does liberation mean? You know, what is liberation for you, Darshit ji, now? If some, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, liberation is freeing yourself from this particular existence.
Not going to the office. Practically, some of the things that people, doesn't like to do. So you want liberation from that, So
yes, Ji, getting liberated from everyone and be quiet and happily be in a separate room for 2 or 3 days. That will be very much nice.
Yes. So so this is our practical problem, right? We want to get liberated from all kinds of bondage or the situation which are in and which we don't like it in the first place. So the one which we don't like, we want to get liberated from that. But in case of here, getting liberated for the soul, what does it mean to get liberated for the soul? Now tell me, Darshit ji.
So getting liberated for the soul basically means to get complete freedom from everything else, to leave all material beings or things out of the equation and being passionless.
So basically, there are 3 types of karmas: material karma, psychic karma, and the quasi karma. Okay. So getting rid of all the karmas is this what we call is as liberation. Okay. So liberation of the soul means getting rid of all kinds of karmas. So then the opposite of it, that means that if the karma is there, then you are not liberated, right? So if you are not liberated, that means you are under bondage. During the time of British, there was something called bonded labor. Anyone knows about it? Bonded labor. So there was so much of poverty in our country that people used to sell their family members as bonded labor to the British people. And henceforth, he has to stay there all the time, serve them. and he cannot come back to his place, to his home, you know. So those were bonded labor, means like once they have agreed to be work under them, they have to be there only. So that was called bonded labor. Here, the soul from time immortal is in the is under the what you call it, is under the instructions or under the rule of karmas. Okay. So from time immortal, karma has been dictating this soul to do certain things, you know, and the soul has to accept those things and has to work accordingly. So this was the story since time immortal. Okay. Every time we go to a new state of existence, the karma follows us. For a single moment, we never got rid of karmas any time in our life. Even during transmigration, leaving this body and getting birth in another body, it takes maximum 3 minutes, three samay, not 3 minutes, 3 samay. 3 samay is a very, very small time frame, you know. But even that time frame also, the carbon sarir is always there. Carbon sarir is there, the tejas sarir is there. Okay. And immediately he takes birth in another body. And then the Audaric sarir and all these things comes up. So the thing is that for a single moment, the soul.
Sir, you are sorry, sir. Sorry for interpreting. You said two words, right? Karman Sharir and Tejas Sharir. What does that mean, sir?
So there are 5 types of bodies. Okay. Audaric Sharir, Carbon Sharir, Tejas Sharir, and Vakyaric Sharir.
Okay.
And, one more, Aharak Sharir.
Okay.
So 5 types of Sharir are there. And out of these 5, the soul, when he is in the human form, he has got Audaric Sharir with him.
Okay.
Carbon Sharir and Tejas Sharir is always there. Okay. And when he goes into the celestial being or the hellish being, then Vakyaric Sharir is there.
Sharir means you are implying body.
Body, yeah, body. Yeah, body.
Okay.
And then in certain cases, the Aharak Sharir also props up.
Okay.
So
these Sharirs are not invisible to our eyes, am I right? The Sharir you are saying?
These are not visible to our eyes, but the Audaric Sharir, that we can see.
That alone is because that is the body of human being.
Yes, that we can see. Otherwise, Carbon Sharir is also very subtle, and Tejas Sharir is also very subtle. Okay.
Okay.
So what is Audaric?
Pardon?
What is Audaric?
Audaric is a type of body. The body that we possess is Audaric.
It's Audaric body. Okay.
The body that a celestial being possesses is called a Vakyaric Sharir. Okay. And then there is Aharak Sharir, and Carbon Sharir is the matter substance. There are carbon varganas, unit of karmas over there. So the karmas are all coming from that carbon vargana. Okay. So even during our transmigration from one species to another species, so in between there is maximum three samay. Okay, 3 times. So during that part also, Audaric Sharir is not there because you already left this one. Okay. So the last body is not there, but still this Carbon Sharir and Tejas Sharir, these two are there all along.
Okay. Yes, Deep.
So,
So
so we,
when they are transmigrating into another being,
Hmm.
at that time new karma sharir will grow. Am I right?
No, this karma sharir will continue. Our karmas continue, you know.
No, Audaric sharir.
Odaric sharir, you will, if you are taking a human birth,
Develop.
if you are taking a human birth, you will get a Odaric sharir. But if you are
Oh,
taking a celestial,
no, living is like animals like that.
so if you animals also have Odaric sharir.
Yeah. Okay.
Animals also have Odaric sharir. Animals also have Odaric sharir.
Okay.
So, but if you are
Thank.
taking a birth in a celestial being, then
Okay.
your sharir
We'll
will
have.
become Vekrik sharir.
Okay. 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 Ji.
So depends where you are taking birth, accordingly you will get the body. Okay.
Okay.
But
Thank you, Ji.
the carbon sharir and the tejas sharir. Tejas sharir deals with uh, the aura that you possess, you know. Now we are into human body. So there is a aura all around us. Okay. According to our own human creation. Similar, so that is called the Kanti, and that is Tejas Sarir, you know, and Carbon Sarir is the basically the karmas that the soul has as his association. Okay, so whatever sentiments we manifest, accordingly we bind karmas, and this is an ongoing process. So the previous karma are coming into fruition, and when it comes to fruition, Jeev manifest some kind of emotions, okay, and through this emotion new karmas are bound. So this cycle goes on from bhav karma to dravya karma, from dravya karma to bhav karma. Okay, so this cycle goes on. So how do we get rid of this cycle? Who will answer this? Because if we will not be able to break this cycle, then we cannot get liberated anytime. But since we are getting liberated, that means it is not in exact proportion, dravya karma to bhav karma and bhav karma to dravya karma. There are three reasons that this cycle can be broken. The one is the first one, that dravya, there is a rise of dravya karma. Okay. But still you are not manifesting bhav karma or the psychic karma. You are not developing it. Okay. Because of descriptive knowledge that you have, in the same instance, you are not manifesting any psychic karma, any bhav karma. Okay. So then the cycle stops. So this is the one reason. And this is because of your practice of discriminative knowledge, your efforts. Okay. The second reason is that there is always a changes going on in the karma depending on the kind of sentiments that we manifest. Okay. So every moment now also, while we are doing now the Swadhyay, okay, so many of our inauspicious karma are getting reduced. Auspicious karma are getting increased. Then there are some inauspicious karma which gets converted to auspicious. Okay. And then there are some karmas which were supposed to come after, say, 5 years, 10 years, 1,000 years, 50,000 years. But because of your good sentiments, okay, that is prematuring, that is coming at a prematurity date. Okay. So that is called Udirna. So Utkarshan increase, upkarshan, decrease, sankraman, conversion, and udirna means before time, coming before time. So because of that, the amount of karma that you have bound is not what you are going to suffer or what you are going to get as fruition. Okay. So there will be changes. Like you bound little karma, the fruition can be more. You bound so much of karma, but the fruition can be less. It all depends on the kind of sentiments that you manifest. Okay. So it is
So
always,
that is bhav.
yeah, bhav, your bhav karma. So if you are doing Bhed Vigyan and not manifesting bhav karma, then your cycle breaks. That was the first reason. The second one is because there are always a constant change in karmas, and correspondingly there is a change in bhav karma also. Because dravya karma and bhav karma have nimit namitik sambandh. Okay, there is no karta karma sambandh, but there is a nimit namitik sambandh. So with dravya karma, there is always a bhav karma associated with it. So that also keeps on changing. Now the third point is that the rise, because there is rise of dravya karma, okay, but after giving the fruit, that particular atom, it gets detached from our soul. Okay, and the new karma that we bind, okay, that is a different particle. The particle is not same. If the particle would have been same, then we could not have got rid of this cycle, dravya karma to bhav karma and bhav karma to dravya karma. We could not have broken this cycle. But the one that has come into fruition, that karma got detached. And the one that we bound in new karma, that is a new particle. Okay, it is not the same particle. So then again, we can break this cycle. So there are three reasons that I've given. We'll be reading in this Moksha Marg Prakasa at 2-3 places. So Todramalji has dealt with the karma theory, the increase, decrease, conversion, and prematurity. Okay, these four things happening on the karma every moment, depending on our sentiments. If now I would be watching TV serials or movie, then everything would get reversed. My punya will get reduced, my pap will get increased, my punya will convert to pap, and again I will have prematurity, but that will be of punya karma with a very reduced proportion. Okay, so it's both ways. It is not that only one way, but both ways. Depending on the sentiments that you manifest, accordingly the karmas keep on changing. You know, always changing, always changing. So these are the three reasons that why from dravya karma to bhav karma and bhav karma to dravya karma, this cycle does not go on. Okay, there are changes happening every moment. So the fruition also comes with a change. The soul is having bondage of karmas, and due to that bondage, the soul is suffering from miseries. All the jiva is continuously trying also to ward off the misery, but without attaining the right means, misery does not end. And misery is also unbearable. Therefore, this jiva is becoming restless. He is suffering. Okay, he is suffering from anxiety. Thus, the root cause of all miseries to this jiva is the karmic bondage. Okay, what is the root cause? Is this karmic bondage. its destruction, separation, is emancipation or the liberation. So this destruction of this karmic bondage, it means liberation. And same is the supreme welfare, and the prime duty is to make true effort for the same. Therefore, all preaching is for the same. So whatever we read in Jinwani is just for the sole purpose that we get liberated from the bondage of karmas. Todarmaji has given very good example of a physician. Just as a physician tells the patient about the diagnosis of the disease as to how he got diseased. That is the first step. The second step, thereafter he tells him about the different conditions resulting from the disease. What would be the impact of this disease? Okay. Thereby the patient infers that he assuredly has this disease, because he tells all the symptoms that आपको सर दर्द कर रहा है, yes. आपको बुखार है, they say yes. आपको खांसी है, सूखी खांसी है, बोलता हाँ yes. So all these symptoms, the physician can make out that you have this disease. And when he gives all these logics, then the patient is convinced that whatever the doctor has diagnosed is correct. So that is the second point. Then the physician further tells him about the means of curing the disease in various ways. So now you are suffering from the disease that has been proven. Now you can get rid of this disease, okay? And by following such certain instructions, you can get rid of this disease. And the fourth one is makes him believe about the appropriateness of the treatment. So in the fourth stage, he also convinces him that you will get rid of your diseases through this medicine. So this is what a physician can do when a patient comes to him. And if that patient adopts that means, he follows the instruction of the doctor, then he can enjoy his natural state after freeing himself from the disease. This is the duty of the patient. Similarly, here the Jeev mundane being having karmic bondage is first being told the reason for this karmic bondage as to how he got entangled with the karmas. Then he is told about the various conditions which he undergoes. Because of those karmas, what is happening with you, that also the Acharya tells to his disciple. So now the disciple is convinced, oh, Acharya knows everything about me. So then whatever he instructs me, I should follow his instruction, and then I can get rid of the diseases. Then he is told about the various conditions which he undergoes. Thereby the Jeev concludes that he assuredly has such karmic bondage, and then he is further told in various ways about the means of release from that karmic bondage. And the physician makes him believe about the efficacy of the means. So much is the sermon of the scriptures. Okay. So this much is what the scripture tells us. If this jiva makes effort accordingly, what is written in the scriptures, if the jiva follows those instructions, then by freeing himself from karmic bondage, he can enjoy his natural bliss. Okay, this is the duty of jiva. Any questions? No questions, everything clear. So now the next topic, diagnosis of karmic bondage. So how this karmic bondage happened, So Next, Priyanka ji, you read.
Jai Jinendra, sir.
Hmm.
Now the diagnosis of karmic bondage is
Right.
described.
Hmm.
Due to karmic bondage, transmigration of soul in various alien dispositions is found. One fixed state is not possible. Therefore, the state with karmic bondage is called mundane existence, sansar. In this mundane existence, there are infinite times, infinite jeev dravyas, that is soul substances. They all are having karmic bondage from eternity. It is not so that earlier the soul, jiva, was separate and the karmic matter was separate, and later on these got intermingled. How is it then? As in the Meru mountain, naturally existing molecules, that there are infinite atoms existing from eternity in a single bonded form. From them, many atoms got separated. Many new atoms get united, and thus their union and separation continues. Similarly, in this universe, the one soul substance and infinite matter particles or atoms in the form of karmas are found embodied form since eternity. Afterwards, many get separated, many get united, and thus their union and separation continues.
So our relationship with karmas is since time immortal. Okay. The soul is there since time immortal. The karmic bondage is also since time immortal. It is not like that the earlier the soul was free and then suddenly he got the bondage. It is not that. Now the explanation will come how it can be like that karma and soul are there together. So Totemalji has given example for this. As there are some material in this universe who are together, always together. 4 examples Totemalji has given. The first one is about the gold and the mud. So gold is always found with the mud, it is never that you get the pure gold. So you have to dissolve those materials, mud material, and then you get a pure gold. Similarly, tail and till, these are also together always, Similarly, milk and water is also together always. And then one more example was there. So these are always together, It will come here only, then only I will let you know. But so this karmic bondage is there since time immortal. And as in the Meru mountain, naturally existing molecules, there are infinite atoms. Okay. So there is one Pudgal Skand, and in that Skand, there are infinite atoms existing from eternity in a single bonded form. From them, many atoms get separated, new atoms come and join. So this goes on. This is going on continuously. Union and separation, it's going on continually. Similarly, in this universe, the one soul substance and infinite matter particles called atoms in the form of karmas are found embodied form since eternity. Okay. So soul is also there and these bonded karmas are also there. Afterwards, many get separated, many get united, and thus their union and separation continues. The old karmas come into fruition, gets detached, and the new karmas are bound. So this cycle goes on. Now, establishing eternity of karmic bondage.
So shall I read?
Yeah,
Okay. Sir, if you don't mind, can I ask one question before we carry on?
yeah,
So, just in the previous section, we discussed about like how the karmic matter is eternally with the jeev.
right,
So, and so like with new bondages, more matter gets attached to the jeev.
right.
So, sir, just pardon me, but you know, in a different belief, you know, they talk about like chakra and this, you know. Now in Jainism, so like we are talking about like karmic matter getting attached to the soul.
Hmm.
Sir, and then it says the more karmic matter attaches, the more miseries come.
Right.
So, sir, similarly, like, you know, like other forms of meditation and chakra healing and this and that, they
Hmm.
also kind of guide the similar lines
Hmm.
that, you know, you need to have chakra healing, basically, like, you know, free
Right.
yourself of that
Yeah.
blockages.
You have to make that chakras all active.
Right, right. So, sir, is there any kind of overlap? I'm just curious because, you know, some people they practice pranic healing. I know a couple of Jains
Yeah,
who do
yeah.
pranic
I know, I
healing, they
know, I
do
know,
like
I know, I
chakra
know.
healing. So,
Right.
sir,
So there are these are alternate remedies, you know. So the mainstream medicines are there, but alternatively there is naturopathy, you know, prakritik chikitsa, you know. You have heard about naturopathy?
yes, sir.
So naturopathy is there, like in our family in the olden days, there was no doctors. Our grandmother also used to tell us that बच्चे को ये हो गया तो उनको ये पिला दो. All house-made medicines, you know, that was the norm earlier. Then the doctor came and then the allopathic medicine came. So these are all development of last 200 years like that. But before that, what used to happen? So all our grandmothers were trained, you know, they knew every medicines, and in fact, our cooking also includes some of the medicines on a day-to-day basis, you know, and that keeps us healthy. So this is one alternate medicine, naturopathy. Then there is Ayurvedic medicines, and then there are other alternate option. So pranic healing is also an alternate option. Okay, but personally, what happens, you know, uh, uh, don't take it other way. Personally, I feel that these are all scientific, naturopathy and all, you know. But pranic healing, they establish a connection between a soul and the body that he possesses, you know. And based on that, these chakras are there. So if these chakras properly functions, then your body is, you are quite healthy, right? And if there is some stoppage of chakras or some negative energies coming up, and then there is some aura along with your body, you know. So
So
first
that's
the
what like they think like
first,
there's a prana and
uh,
that soul or jeev is like
so
flowing. So
the first disease comes to that body, you know, aura. So they say that we heal it at that level. So the physical body does not get that disease. So that is their theory. But so as I said, ki there are alternate many medicines. Homeopathy is there. So similarly, we can consider this, and like those who believe in these, they do get results. You know, it's all about believing. श्रद्धा ज्यादा काम करती है, दवाई से भी ज्यादा श्रद्धा का काम है. You know, once the doctor says that you have nothing, you get relaxed, absolutely relaxed. And then before that, you were always having fear inside you that something bad will come out, something bad will come out. I don't know what I'm suffering from. It is all very small things, you know, but still that fear was always there, and because of that fear, our resistance powers gets reduced. That's what happened in COVID. COVID was not a very big disease. It was a normal kind of flu. But the way they made it out, and the conspiracy behind that, and it's all very deep, controversial subjects. We would not like to comment on that. But if you go deep into it, you will understand everything. So, as an alternate means of treatment, these are also okay, pranic healing, and then there are some other Reiki, and then there is some Sujok therapy, and there is some mud therapy, and there is some music therapy. These are all alternate. People get healed by music. Now you must have heard about this. You are in the medical field.
So there's something also called as vagal nerve stimulation, and I was I was reading about it. It's quite fascinating. There's like one particular nerve. It's like now it's very very hyped up.
So there are alternate ways of treatments. Okay, so we don't deny any of the treatments, but the more the scientific you feel, and the more that does not have side effects. That is very important. You may repair my kidney, but simultaneously you may damage my liver. That they don't consider. They just consider that I want to get rid of this kidney disease. And for that, he takes certain medicines which are impacting the liver. So the kidney gets okay, but the liver gets hurt, And for that, they give some other medicines which has some other side effects. So for each and every chemicals that you use in your body, there is a side effect.
So the challenge comes where, like say, G and karmic matter as we speak. So it's maybe it's like it's minuscule. It's so tiny that definitely we don't see. Like it's not tangible.
So tangible
so this is all
for
like
our eyes,
theoretical.
because
Yes,
we have limited knowledge. But if you ask omniscient, he can see everything. So these are all kevli gamya. We cannot see it, but it is still some other people are seeing it. The omniscience.
Okay, sir.
It's a matter substance. So matter substance always have spars, ras, gandh, van. Okay. So this is also karmic matter only, and it has also got spars, ras, gandh, van, everything it has got. But we are not able to interpret it or understand it because our knowledge is very limited. We have sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge, that much we have. But if we develop our omniscient knowledge, we will also know how many comes are there, and I was in which birth, and what is my future, everything
Okay, sir. Sir, I'll carry on with the reading. Thank you, sir. Establishing eternity of karmic bondage. Here arises the question as to how karmas are eternal, because matter particles, atoms, turn into karmic matter, owing to the instrumental cause, nimit, of attachment, that is rag, etc. Answer. Attributing instrumentality is possible only when there is a new modification. There is no role of nimit in beginningless state. Turn off my phone. As the bondage of fresh matter particles, atoms, occurs only, as the bondage of fresh matter particles, as the bondage of fresh matter particles occurs only due to difference in the degrees of smoothness, roughness. But in the molecules of mountain Merugiri, etc., the bondage of matter particles atoms is from beginningless time. So what is the purpose or function of nimitt there? Similarly, changing of fresh matter particles, atoms, into karmic matter results only due to attachment, etc., impure dispositions of the soul. But the matter particles which are already existing in the form of karmic matter from beginningless time, what is the purpose, function of nimitt there? Moreover, if the beginningless state, also nimitt, is accepted, then beginninglessness is not established. Hence, the bondage of karmic matter is to be accepted from beginningless time. In Tattva Pradipika, commentary of Pravachansar Shastra, there is a Samanya the Khar. Therein it is stated that the associating instrumental cause of attachment, that is rag, etc., is karmic matter, dravya karma, and the associating cause of karmic matter is attachment, that is rag, etc. There, a question is raised that in believing so, the interdependence fault.
So we are talking about this, no? Ki from dravya karma to bhav karma and bhav karma to dravya karma.
So how do you pronounce that dosh?
इतरा तरेश्रय दोष, इसके आश्रय से ये है और इसके आश्रय से ये है. तो द्रव्य कर्म के आश्रय से भाव कर्म और भाव कर्म के आश्रय से इतरात्रय दोष, इसको कहते हैं दोष, इतरात्रय दोष. इसके आश्रय से ये, इसके आश्रय से ये, यू नो.
Okay.
तो ये इनका डाउट है कि दिस अराइजेस, दैट इज that depends on it and it depends on that. There is no stoppage anywhere.
So shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. Dosh arises, that is, that depends on it, and it depends on that. There is no stoppage anywhere. There, the following reply is given. I'll skip that, sir. Meaning, in this way, there is no fault of interdependence because the association of karmic matter is axiomatic form, beginningless time. There, it has been accepted as an instrumental cause. This is what is stated in scripture, and logically also this alone is possible. That if without the instrumental cause of karma, ab initio jeev gets entangled in attachment, etc., then attachment, etc., would become the nature of jeev, because that which is found without any associating cause. Same is called the nature, swabhav. Hence, the association with the karmic matter is established from eternity. Here again the question arises, when the two substances are distinctly separate, how could such relationship between them be possible from eternity? The explanation, as from the origin itself, the bondage of water and milk, gold and stone, husk and seed, and oil and sesame is found, these are not intermingled newly. Similarly, the bondage of soul and karmic matter be known from beginningless time. They are not intermingled newly. As from beginningless time, many substances are quite separate, and in the same way, many substances are in bonded form, that is, intermingled state. Thus, in the possibility of being so, there appears to be no contradiction. Question: asserting the state of bondage or association is possible then only when the two distinct things are firstly separate and then get intermingled. How is here the bondage of soul and karmic matter asserted to be existing from beginningless time? Answer: These were in intermingled state from eternity, but later on got separated. Then it was known that they were separate, so got separated. Therefore, formally also they were separate. Thus, by interference as well as by omniscience, these clearly appear separate. Therefore, formally also they were separate. Thus, by interference as well as by omniscience, these clearly appear separate. On account of this, their separateness exists. Sorry, my bad. Their separateness exists in spite of their being in bonded state. And from that separateness point of view only, their bondage or association is asserted, because in intermingled state of different substances, irrespective of the intermingling afresh or already being in intermingled state, asserting in this way only is possible. Thus, the bondage of this soul and karmas is from beginningless time.
So establishing eternity of karmic bondage. That means that karmic bondage is not something that has newly been happening. It is there since time immortal. There is no beginning for that. Okay. So we have read about Nimit Upadan. So there are a lot of statements from that concept, how karmas are eternal because matter particles turn into karmic matter owing to the instrumental cause. Okay, instrumental cause of attachment, rag, etc. So this instrumental cause is the Jeev's sentiment, soul's sentiment. And the karmic matter that is coming along is independently, and that is the development of the karmic substance. So two things happening simultaneously, something happening in the Jeev and something happening in the karmic matter. And there is a relationship established called Nimit Nemitik. Okay. So new karmas coming along. For that, the rag is the nimit. The rag of Jeev is the nimit or the instrumental cause. Okay. And similarly, we will see that even the rise of karmas, dravya karmas, gives, it forms an instrumental cause for the sentiments of Jeev. Okay. So both have got nimit nemitik sambandh, but no karta karma sambandh, no doership. Okay. It's only that they are together at the same time. That's all. There is no further relation. Answer to this question: attributing instrumentality is possible only when there is a new modification. Okay. So when some action, new action takes place, then we can put in something as an instrumental cause. But if it is from time immortal or if it is eternal, then there is no role of instrumental cause. Okay. Instrumental cause comes into the picture if there is a new work happening. So here it says attributing instrumentality is possible only when there is a new modification. There is no role of nimit in beginningless state. As the bondage of fresh matter particles occurs only due to difference in the degrees of smoothness, roughness. Okay. So the bondage happens only because of the smoothness and roughness. Okay. Smoothness and roughness are modification of matter substance. But in the molecules of mountain Merugiri, the bondage of matter particles is from beginningless time. There is no beginning. It is from beginningless time. So what is the purpose of nimit there? There is no purpose of nimit there. Nimit is only available when there is a new work being done. So Mount Merugiri is there since time immortal, and so there is no question of any instrumentally cause instrumental cause. Okay. Similarly, changing of fresh matter particles into karmic matter results only due to attachment. Okay. Here there is a bhav karma in Jeev, and because of that, fresh matter particles into karmic matter results. Okay. So fresh matter particles comes and gets attached with the soul. So this is when there is a new bondage. Okay. And in that bondage, the instrumental cause is also there always. Okay. New bondage. But if it is from time immortal, then there is no role of instrumental cause there. But the matter particles which are already existing in the form of karmic matter from beginningless time, what is the purpose of nimit there? No purpose. Moreover, if in the beginningless state also nimit is accepted, then beginninglessness is not established. Hence, the bondage of karmic matter is to be accepted from beginningless time. In Tattvarth Pradipika, in Tattva Pradipika, the commentary of Pravachan Sastra, there is a Samanya Gney Adhikar therein. It is called that the associating instrumental cause of attachment, rag, etc., is karmic matter, dravya karma, and the associating cause of karmic matter is attachment, rag or bhav karma. There a question is raised that in believing so, the interdependence fault, itra atsray dosh, interdependence fault, this is depend on that and that is depend on this, arises. That is, that depends on it and it depends on that. There is no stoppage anywhere. Then the following reply is given. In this way, there is no fault of interdependence. If there was a fault of interdependence, then the soul would not have got liberated any time. Okay. So there is no fault of interdependence because the association of karmic matter is axiomatic from beginningless time. Okay. Association of karmic matter is there since time immortal. There it has been accepted as an instrumental cause. Okay. So this instrumental cause is always there, present there when something new develops. This is what is stated in scripture, and logically also this alone is possible, that if without the instrumental cause of karmas, ab initio, jiva gets entangled in attachment, okay, without the instrumental cause of karmas, if the jiva manifests attachment, then attachment would become the nature of jiva. Because that which is found without any other associating cause, same is called nature, swabhav. Hence, the association with the karmic matter is established from eternity. Here again the question rises, when the two substances are distinctly separate, how could such relationship between them be possible from eternity? So, as from the original itself, the bondage of water and milk. Okay, I was telling about 4 examples. So this is the first. Water and milk. The bondage is there since time immortal. Similarly, gold and stone. Gold is never found without the stone. You know, gold is always found with stone, and then you have to heat up that the impurities goes away, and there you get the pure gold. Husk and seed. Husk and seed. Tus and uske chilke. These are always together there. And oil and sesame. Til and tel. Okay. These are also found together. These are not intermingled newly. Similarly, the bondage of soul and karmic matter be known from beginningless time. They are not intermingled newly. As from beginningless time, many substances are quite separate. And in the same way, many substances are in bonded form. Okay. So there are some substances which are quite separate. And then there are some substances which are in the bonded form or the intermingled state. Thus, in the possibility of being so, there appears to be no contradiction. So, Jeev is from time immortal, the karma is also from time immortal, together with Jeev. There is no contradiction to that. Now, one more question, and we are also closing in our time, but I'll finish this question. Still, we have some time. Asserting the state of bondage or association is possible then only when the two distinct things are firstly separate and then get intermingled. How is here the bondage of soul and karmic matter asserted to be existing from beginningless time? So how can we ascertain that this is from beginningless time? So when the latter got separated, we came to know that it was separate in the first place. They never got intermingled, It is only said by conventional viewpoint that it was intermingled. But actually in that mixture also, the soul and karma remain separated, Not a single particle of soul has touched karma and not a single particle of karma has touched soul. Both remain independent of each other, separate of each other. These were in intermingled state from eternity, but later on got separated. Then it was known that they were separate, so got separated. Therefore, formally also they were separate. Thus, by inference means guesswork with logic power, not not worldly guesswork, but this guess is with proper logic, So this is called inference, Anuman Gyan. Okay. But this Anuman Gyan is not wild guesswork, but this is based on some logics, So this is called Anuman Gyan. Thus, by inference, by guesswork, as well as by omniscience, omniscience knows everything. These clearly appear separate. On account of this, their separateness exists in spite of their being in bonded state. And from that separateness point of view, only their bondage or association is asserted, because in intermingled state of different substances, irrespective of their intermingling, afresh or already being in intermingled state, asserting in this way only is possible. Thus, the bondage of the soul and karmas is from beginningless time. Okay, so this is established that it is not something that has happened, but the bondage of the soul and karma is from beginningless time, is from eternal, that they have proved. They given this example that some materials are always separate and then there are some who are not separate and they come out together only, just like gold and the stones and the water and milk, gold and stone, husk and seed, and oil and sesame. These are always found together. Similarly, their soul and karmic matter is always found together. As I said, no, during transmigration also, it takes 3 moments to take birth in another body. But still, at that point of time, the karmic matter is always along with that. even for a moment, if we get rid of this karmic matter completely, then we will get liberated. We'll move to Siddhalayas. Okay. But we are attached with this karmas since eternal. Now we have to make a conscious decision that we want to get rid of this karma, and that work accordingly as per the guidance and instructions given by our omniscience, the Tirthankars. Okay. And if we follow their footsteps, we will also be able to practice discriminative knowledge, and we will also get liberated ultimately. So it is all about the decision that you make. And we were discussing about this karmas, that these karmas are with the soul from time immortal. That is all. We will be doing this distinctionness of souls and karmas, then obscuring and non-obscuring karmas and their functions. So today I shared a chart, so there you can know about all the about the karmas, obscuring karmas and non-obscuring karmas. So we will be studying in Moksha Marg Prakasak in the next class next week. Okay. So do you have any questions on today's studies?
Yeah,
Darshit ji?
sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding this issue about healing, different types of healing. Couldn't we simplify it and say that if our karma or punya are good, we were going to get that healing anyway. We were going to heal anyway. Whereas if we had bad karma with us, then whatever treatment we got, we would still not heal. So, and the healing is connected actually to our body and not really to our soul. So whatever the bimari is actually not affecting us, really speaking.
So that is true. But when we were talking of alternate therapies that can be used to get well, and get healed. So in that context, this is also an alternate therapies, the pranic healing or magnet therapy. There's a lot of things have come up, Now there is a specialist of each and everything. So if you go to that specialist, he will say that I can do everything with this theory. He will never say that I don't know if it works for you or not. He will never say like that. He'll always say that I can solve any problem through this magnet therapy. I can solve any problem through pranic healing. And he will give explanation according to his logics. But as you said, we all know that our age is limited. We cannot increase our age. Okay. That is the first thing. And then there is the sata and asata karmas. Okay. So because of that, if we would have to get better, then sata karmas fruition should be there. And if it is not there, then I will not get better. That is for sure. Okay. So our karmas are also there. That all we discount it. That we all discount it. That we all consider. It is all there. But then still also we can talk from the Charnan Yoga, what are the best practices that we can do under the given circumstances. So there is nothing wrong about talking of medicines, because that is all we do. Buddhi Purvak, we do everything, If Muniraj would have been there, then Muniraj don't do any medicines, They themselves don't do it. But the Sravakas are very smart, so they realize that Muniraj is suffering from this disease. And so while giving the food to them, they include that medicine along with the food. And that way the Muniraj can take the medicines, and they do take the medicines. So that's why they're in the four types of donations. Ahardan, Aushadhidan. Okay. So there is a, donation of food, donation of medicines. Then there is a donation of knowledge, Gyandan, and then there is a donation of removing fearness, that is also a kind of donation. So the monks, if they suffer from disease, they don't do any kind of medicines. Okay.
Sir, sir, just to clarify on that, so
Hmm.
basically,
Hmm.
I had attended one pranic healing session, and I think what their theory says,
Hmm.
and I think like for the diseases, just overall, sometimes just to put things broader picture, they say like when you have like too much bondages, karmic bondages. So
They
they
called
specifically
congestion. They called it as congestion.
congestion, or they so they talk about like with the healing they will let go of the karmic bondages that we have acquired.
Right.
And सर बोलते हैं ना कि लाइक बीमारी आती है जब वो कर्म का एकदम
Hmm.
पीक उदय आता है. So it's the same thing. Like, so what they say is we help you with dissociating the
Hmm.
karmic bondages that you've had,
Hmm.
ताकि वो बीमारी जो अभी माइल्ड है वो
Hmm.
उसका सिवियरिटी नहीं बढ़े. So,
Hmm.
sir, this allopathy and all the medicines that we do in the hospitals or like clinics, that's mainly the severe form of like, that's healing the severe form of the ailment
Hmm.
that has acquired through a lot of karmic bondages.
Hmm.
So, what Darshit ji is saying, that is like the simplest form, and that's actually the truth, what we are learning in Jainism. But I'm just kind of like trying to also
So
understand when
as
other
I said,
theories talk about.
we take certain approaches, buddhi purvak we do some efforts, for any kind of things. If the Muniraj would have been there, he would not have done it. Okay. But at our level, we always do. If I get ill today, I will go to a doctor and get medicines. Okay. Just because we are not able to bear that much. We don't have that capacity to bear that much kind of pain and all sufferings, So we always go for medicines. Now, among the medicines, you choose which one is the least creating least of violence, So these allopathic medicines are, we don't know what are the particles that they use. Sometimes it is fish ka liver hota hai, and then there is something pig ka kuch hota hai, these are all technical terms. So we don't know about the composition. But now if you are a vow holder, okay, you have a vrat that you will not take any abhaksha. So in that case, then if you take medicines, then your vows are broken, So for that reason, and the other reason is the side effects that these medicines, allopathic medicines have. Okay. So because of that, people try to get well through alternate medicines like naturopathy, which is a very foolproof scientific theory. Then, of course, we have other branches also, like as I said, magnet therapy and pranic healing and whatnot. There are many, uh, many options,
So,
So
sir, it could
at
be
the
that
end of
way.
the end of the day, our purpose is to get healed, So we can use any of the methods, provided it is not creating any kind of violence, and it is healing us, so we can use it.
So we could say that way that अगर वो निमित्त है तो you will go in that direction and you will get cured by that scientific way. मतलब whatever, it could be pranic
See,
healing, it could be sujo, whatever.
So whatever medicine is there is all instrumental cause only. Even allopathic medicine is also instrumental cause. Naturopathy is also instrumental cause. So that we don't have any doubts about that. These are all instrumental cause, because the basic principle that one substance cannot do anything of the other substance, then that principle will get uh, that principle will not stand, if we consider that we get healed from medicines. So as I said, there is a karma, sata karma or asata karma. So if there is a rise of sata karma, you will get healed by anyhow. Okay. Even if you don't do any medicines, we always get healed, some small things happening here and there. We don't do medicine. We don't remember about it. But after 1 or 2 days, you see that it has gone. So it is like that. So unless and until the Sata Uday is there, the disease will not go. Okay. And when the Sata Uday will come, it will go, whether you take medicines or not, whether you take allopathic or naturopathy, it doesn't matter. So that's why we always recommend that if you practice naturopathy, it is best, because they work on your diet. They change your diet and everything gets okay. So the body has a healing capacity in itself. Okay. The body heals itself. So if we give rest to that body, then automatically it heals whatever faults it has got in any parts of the body. It automatically gets healed. But of course, there is a time frame for each kind of diseases. Supposing it is something like cancer, then it may take 30 days to heal. But it is something common cold, then it will take 2-3 days. That's all. So the question, the main here logic is that the karma and soul are together from time immortal. There is nothing wrong in it, and it is not contradictory. That is what we discussed in the last discussion. Okay. So now, yeah.
So I did not get today's lecture actually. I could not understand it. Because so it is talking about the bondage of soul and karma.
So you do one thing.
It is
You go
actually
through this.
separate,
You
right?
go through this lecture once again. Okay. And next time when you get struck up anywhere, ask me then and there. Because now, after the class, if you are telling me, then where should I begin from? You tell me.
No, sir. I'm just saying that see, soul and karmas are separate, right? Because it is discriminating.
Yes.
So they are separate. Then why they are saying all this, that bondages?
So they are separate. That is from one perspective, and they are not separate. That is from the conventional point of view. So there are two angles to each and every theory. Okay. So something we talk from conventional point of view, and something we talk from real point of view. So two viewpoints are there. So the soul is bounded by karmas, that is from the modification point of view. Okay, conventional point of view. And the soul is not bounded by karma is from the substance point of view, real point of view. Okay. So it is like that. It is not absolute. We cannot say that absolutely the soul is bounded by karmas. We cannot absolutely say that the soul is not bounded by karmas. But with regard to some perspective, from regards to certain perspective, it is bounded. And from certain perspective, it is not bounded. Soul is not bounded by karma, and soul is bounded by karma. Two different viewpoints. So from the modification point of view, of course, it is bounded by karmas. Otherwise, what is the use in putting efforts, and what is the use in putting all this information? Why I am preaching? If you would not get liberated, if you cannot get rid of your karmas, then what is the point in preaching? Okay. So there is an effort that you have to put in the right direction, and you will get rid of the bondage. There is nothing like it. It is not a permanent bondage. You can get rid of it. Okay. Provided you follow the right instructions. That's all. So you have to think from different perspectives. Okay. So there are two major perspectives. One is a real point of view and the other is conventional point of view. So if you look at this from both viewpoints, then you are clear of the concept.
Sir, is it possible to get a Hindi version of this chapter?
Yeah, I'll send the PDF of
Would you
Hindi
mind,
book also.
please?
No, that Hindi version of Moshimar Prakash is there in the Jain world or some Google if you search. No?
I'll send. I'll send.
Okay, okay.
I've already shared earlier also, but still again I will share it, and
Thank you.
you can read it from there also. Maybe you will understand better. Jainiji, you also try from Hindi or Gujarati. Gujarati, even Gujarati PDF is also there. I will send across if you want. Okay, but understand these are all very simple concepts, and if you have been tracking the lecture, then there is nothing that is something that you cannot understand. Okay, still you try once more, and if it is not clear, you can always ask me the questions. Okay, no problem. Anyone else and having any kind of questions, then do ask me personally, but don't keep any doubts in your mind. Okay, Darshitji, you are clear?
Yes, thank you. I'm clear. Thank you.
Yeah, good. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है 9 कर्म तो गिनेंगे। जय जी।